if it was up to me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez.
What makes him so good in your opinion, Mike? Why does he beat everybody in your opinion?
His attitude. You know, he was a little heavy, fat kid and stuff like that, and he wanted to prove himself to the world.
I want to talk about his sparring partner. What we are talking about is that this Saturday, I'm going to put a beating on David Morrell. And that's what it is.
To you, David, when you imagine the fight, that beating, how does it look? How have you mentally pictured the fight?
I see myself systematically breaking him down. I think I'm just going to overwhelm him with punches. My punches and bunches is unlike anybody else in the sport. I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense and on that. So what I've noticed from my previous fights, when I fight great fighters, when I get in there and they don't have success like they had with other fighters, they get a certain look in their eye like, oh shit, like this guy is really good. And I'm expecting the same thing here. But if I do get put in a position where it's a good competitive fight, I'm ready to go to war. This is what I'm here for. You know, nothing is guaranteed. There's no easy fights here. Nothing is guaranteed. But I'm ready to put my heart and soul in the ring, and I'm ready to put it all in the ring and beat David Morrell, whatever it may take.
Morrell, it comes from the Cuban school. A lot of people say like, hey man, this guy is so technically good. This is a difficult style matchup. Like, what do you make of his Cuban style coming into this fight?
But honestly, they've said that against everybody I fight, that they're technically better than me, that they're more declarated amateur.
David Benavidez and David Morrell are set to clash in one of the most anticipated matchups in recent boxing history. This showdown promises to be a battle of contrasting styles, experience, and sheer willpower. While Morrell has been gaining attention for his skills and pedigree.
Come down to, because I don't think Morrell's going to be able to match Benavidez' volume. You know what I'm saying? With that, you know, he's punching constantly on top of you, and he don't get tired.
Benavidez is going to win the fight because I think Benavidez is the truth. I think his skill set is underrated. It's rare that a dude that applies that kind of pressure at that size has that level of hand speed.
In the sport, I'm the #2 most accurate puncher in the sport. I don't really get hit that much. You know what I mean? I don't know why people think I don't have defense and on that.
Many experts believe Benavidez is the undeniable favorite in this fight. The Mexican monster has a reputation for his relentless pressure, high punch output, and raw power, traits that have made him a feared opponent in the 168-pound division. Benavidez's approach to boxing is simple yet devastating. His style is all about suffocating opponents with volume, overwhelming them with calculated punches, and wearing them down over the course of the fight. Known for his precision and ability to set traps, Benavidez doesn't just throw punches for the sake of it. Everything he does is with purpose. This strategy is what makes him so dangerous. He's not just hitting you, he's systematically breaking you down, round after round.
Atmosphere like this level right now, he's getting nervous right now. He's nervous. He wanted this fight. Now he's talking a lot of shit. He's mad. You know, what the fuck? You know, he should be happy. So we're super motivated. You know, David's super focused. And these are the type of fights that we need. At the end of the day, you know, he has everything to gain. We have nothing to gain out of this fight, you know. We have everything to lose, nothing to gain, you know. But at the end of the day, it's a great fight for the people. People wanted to see this fight, and we're ready. We're ready to put them to sleep.
A lot of people look at you, too, in the lead up to this fight, promoting the fight or what have you. A lot of pomp and circumstance usually comes associated with fights where guys look like they might dislike each other, but ultimately, in the end, it's just about the professionalism and it's about marketing the fight. You guys seem to have a disdain for one another. How real is that? And if so, why?
Yeah, this is 100% real. And like I said, I want to go in there and break his face. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. David Morrell, you know, he's been calling me out for the past 2 years. He's been talking a lot of trash. You know, so honestly, it doesn't take much for me to get me started. You know, him saying he's going to knock me out, this and that. You know, I want a good fight. I want him to be ready. I want him to back all his words up. You know, so at the end of the day, I got to be the Mexican monster. I got to let these people know exactly who I am.
David Morrell is going to put up one hell of a fight. I just think David Benavidez is not what people think he is. I see a highly skilled fighter with good fluidity in his punches and his movement. The guy, to me, is one of the best fighters in the world. And I'm talking about skill-wise. Like, he got fast hands. He throws great flurries. He knows how to break you down systematically. His defense is far better than people give him credit. Him against Oleksandr Volcic, I was like, brother, this guy looks great, right? He just need more time at 175, which I think he got.
Teddy Atlas, one of boxing's most respected analysts, compares Benavidez's relentless attack to a buzz saw. He emphasizes that Benavidez's size, power, and ability to mix up his attack give him a significant edge over anyone in the ring, including Morrell.
Spar, it's very different than a fight. I have a lot of sparrings when I wasn't good, when I was good. I'm not seeing on the sparrings, it's like on the fight. I'm checking, I'm just trying to do something, you know. I just have some mission for one sparring and I try to do it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But with Benavidez, it was good sparrings. I can't say that something was not good. Now it's Canelo. He has belts. Of course, he's the best in 168. They need to prove it. They need to earn belts. Then we will say. We have rules. You have belts, you are best.
Yeah, listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter. And Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morrell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David Benavidez.
Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see this, isn't it? I mean, boxing's flat at the minute, but I really, really rate Benavidez. Hard to look past him, not one for me.
I know I say that every fight, but it's just I'm getting better and better. I'm more experienced. You know, now I'm physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm at one with myself, and I'm just ready. I'm ready. These are the type of challenges I want. I don't shy away from no fight. If no fight or no fighter, you know what I mean? And that's definitely what I'm going to show February 1st.
Do you think like you break them down like later in the rounds? Like, do you catch them early and break them down early, like we saw with Andrade?
To be honest with you, I'm going to just put a game plan together and I'm going to just follow my game plan. I don't know if it's going to come early. I don't know if it's going to come late. But I will be trying to knock them out. You know, that's what I do every single fight. I go in there and I just break people down and I beat the shit out of them. It's going to be the same thing.
Given the last performance, I know you said at the post-fight you were injured, you're dealing with a lot of things. What do you make of like the perception of David at 175 from fans now? And do you think it's fair?
To be honest with you, I don't care what nobody says. I know exactly what I do. I know that 7 weeks left to the fight, I tore a tendon. No, 8 weeks left to the fight, tore a tendon. I got closer to 4 weeks, only using one hand.
Morrell, for his part, comes from a strong Cuban amateur background, which has shaped his technical prowess. His footwork and defense are solid, and he's known for his ability to move around the ring with precision.
I think the purer puncher probably is Morrell for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, you know, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professional, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important. But also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you know, you come from that island that from the beginning when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. You know, part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, you know, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known for that.
My arms are short for my height, so I gotta find ways to get I gotta, check, you know what I'm saying? I bring this in, so it's here. I bring that in for maximum power, but also so I'm in a good range.
Yeah.
I can't be out here because I got shorter arms. If I'm here, somebody like you gonna counter this.
Yeah.
You can be a really good fighter. Both hands.
Yeah.
You could be all-time great if you make this great.
Yeah.
That's the hand.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna open up these other hands.
Okay.
But it's gonna make it easier. 'Cause anything you do here, that blinds you. You're blinded. Bing.
Yeah.
Here, bing. I'm off to the side. You gotta turn your head. I get off or I can exit. And just rinse and repeat.
Okay.
That's it right there. That's it right there. Hey, he bit for it. Yeah, he bit.
While Benavidez has the power and pressure, Morel has the skills and speed to create difficult moments for any fighter, and his ability to fight at a high pace could make things interesting. But despite Morel's pedigree and potential, there are doubts about whether he's ready for the challenge Benavidez presents. Boxing analysts are split on how this fight will unfold, but many lean toward Benavidez's dominance. They highlight his high punch output, ability to adjust and experience against top-tier fighters. While Morel has the potential to make it competitive,
As quote, I don't want to fight someone who doesn't mean something for my career. And the best out there now is David Morel.
I see him coming up to 175. He's talking about it. So I'm gonna shut his ass up. And also, it would be a bigger pay-per-view if we wait later. His name is not that big, but I don't.
They just talk the way you want your fighters to talk. And they're all about the smoke. They want to fight everybody. It seems like whoever would win the Morel-Benavidez fight gets the shot. But at the end of the day, we got a guy who wants to fight a tough guy.
David Morel is so good. David Morel is a high-risk, low-reward fighter. You have to overpay people to step in the ring with him. If you don't overpay him, you won't get him in the ring. It's as simple as that, Jack. So, David Morel going in 2024, one of the most exciting fighters, got an exciting style, has a fan base in Minnesota. That's the knock on the Cubans. No international distribution on the Cuban feed because they don't show the fights. Has a fan base in Minnesota. Now we need to see the fights. Vladimir Shishkin, Kristen and Billy. Any of those guys on the back end of the top 10, I want to see them in with him.
Most believe Benavidez's relentless pressure and power will eventually wear him down. Benavidez's conditioning and stamina are often overlooked, but they play a major role in his ability to keep the pace high and break opponents in the later rounds. Ultimately, this fight is not just about physical ability, but about mental toughness. Benavidez's confidence and unshakable belief in his abilities make him an incredibly dangerous fighter. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to dominate. And against a young and hungry fighter like Morel, that could be a problem.
David Benavidez, American from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took TKO, took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
David Morel and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it, yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid, and he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday. And then I run into him and he's a world champion. That's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. That's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing, and yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question you're asking.
Morel will have to show he can handle the storm Benavidez is sure to bring. But if he falters even for a moment, Benavidez will make him pay. In the end, while Morrell has a bright future and plenty of skills, Benavidez's relentless pressure and all-around game make him the heavy favorite